It's like 10 p.m. on a Friday. I think it's like October 25th. I just got out of the shower and, you know, I feel like showers are when I do my deepest thinking, and I'm approaching the time when one of my apps say that I should be starting my period. And so my mind, you know, is just going off, and I do genuinely feel like it's been a solid like 3 months, maybe even 4 months since Alex and I have actually like been in the thick of our fertility journey, been like intentionally trying, me checking my apps, me tracking ovulation, like really kind of being consumed with it in a healthy way, I would say, like in a normal fertility journey way. But it's like the second we may have had an actual like legit opportunity to try again, you know, in Greece a couple weeks ago, it's like my mind and my heart wasted no time to get back into the thick of it with the thoughts and the waiting, and we're in those last days of waiting. And I feel like I've been doing pretty good so far as like not letting those thoughts really take over. Just kind of have to capture those, turn those into like prayers, and use them as like fuel to just like dive deeper into my faith and trust God even more. Because like, what the heck are you up to? I can travel as much as I want and I can try to distract myself, but at the end of the day, like, we can't change our reality that like this is a part of our story and it's not gonna like fix itself. Like, I'm not young forever, and like there is a thing called time. And so I was just kind of like thinking of all that in the shower, and I was like, you know what I haven't done in a while is write in my fertility journal. And I was like, I think I just need to do that. And when I was about to go look for my journal, I also remembered I'm documenting it on my camera. So maybe I can just word vomit on here and then go write in my journal. So that's what I'm doing here. One of my apps says I'm like 7 days late or something crazy. I've never even seen that like phrase on my app before, so that's totally new, and it's like annoying that I can't like get excited about that and rely on that app because that app has been like wrong before, but for the most part it's been pretty like consistent. But I don't know why this specific month, like out of the 2 years I've been doing this, it's telling me that I'm late. Like, I think it's literally just going off of the fact that my period randomly came early last month. But another app that I use said that my period could come, like it gives me a range, which is kind of nice and like I think more realistic. And it's been more accurate this whole time. That app predicts my period to come sometime this weekend. It said it could have came yesterday, which obviously it didn't. Could have came today, which it didn't. But there's also still like 2 more days in that window that it said it could come. But this weekend is a little bit different than others because Alex goes on a business trip Sunday at like 5 a.m. So like, let's say I wait for my period to come and it doesn't come. Like, even if I were, I'm just really trying to guard my heart, even in my words, because I know there's power in words. Even if I were to take a test Sunday, like I wouldn't be able to tell Alex in person. Like, and of course I'm gonna have to tell him in person. But then by the time he gets back from his trip, we're doing like a little cabin getaway with some friends in our small group. So then it's like, am I gonna tell him in Georgia, like with all my friends? Like, that kind of stresses me out thinking about all that, because then not only do I have to like pack for a trip, but then I have to like plan for this big news, and I feel like I've already allowed my heart to go too far. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it does kind of make this weekend different. So it's like, should I just take a test tomorrow if my period doesn't come, so that I at least have like tomorrow to tell him? Do I wait the other 2 days? Do I actually like give in and take a pregnancy test? I feel even weird saying that out loud. You guys saw how my last time that I took the pregnancy test, you saw how that went. Or should I just do my normal thing and wait for my period to come? But then am I like just trying to avoid the disappointment by like not taking a test? Because obviously I could have taken one of those like early detection tests. Like obviously I could have done that like last week and we wouldn't be in this predicament. And then I also just feel like that's weird too. Like even if the test says no, like I feel like there's a part of me that's still gonna be like, okay, but my period hasn't come yet. Like maybe this test is false, which I think they're pretty accurate. But then like if it does say yes, then I do feel like I'm still gonna be like, no, this isn't real because we're struggling with infertility. So it is definitely a mind game and everyone has warned me about that. The mental game is the hardest part. And this is just how my mind works, right? Like let me just paint you a little picture. So I had a pretty vivid dream about me being pregnant like a week ago. And I never really have pregnancy dreams. As much as like I think about it or talk about it, like you would think I'd have dreams more often, but I never do. So when I do, I remember them. And then I'm always sad when I wake up. Then last Sunday at church, I like just started getting hungry, which my appetite, anyone who knows me knows that my appetite doesn't really wake up until like at least like 11 a.m. So I'm never really hungry in the morning. So it stands out to me because I never really eat a snack at church or eat breakfast in general. And I just had a thought in my head last Sunday at church of a bagel with butter. I always eat it with cream cheese. So I went up to like the break room and I made myself a toasted bagel, but I did use cream cheese. And then just this week, like I feel like I have to take more like deep inhales like twice a day. And maybe that's probably just related to like subconscious anxiety, like anticipating my period. I'm sure it is. But I'm like, ooh, shortness of breath. Like, so like those few things just feed the side of my brain that's like, maybe this is your time. But then I just already hear my future self like laughing at my past self being like, you ate a bagel because you were hungry, you know? Like, you took a deep breath because you took a deep breath. Like, I don't know. Like, you know, just wanted to put those out there to give you a little bit of insight of the mental game, right? And there's just more stories like that. Again, I just come back to finding so much comfort in the Lord because at least He knows if my period's coming or not. You know, I've already accepted this new path of like fertility treatments and like God has provided. Alex got a promotion. I just became full-time with my church. So I'm like, I could see God working there. Like He's providing financially, but then He's also providing the time. Like with my new job, it's more flexible. I can keep up with more doctor's appointments. It'll be easier to like work from home if I'm not feeling well because of the medication. And I've already thought through all this because my brain, it's just my brain. But also God has just done such miracles in my life and there's just way too much evidence, like overwhelming evidence to where like my line of thinking isn't necessarily crazy because I'm like, God's done stuff like this in the past, you know, where He's worked in the details and worked behind the scenes, and it's like, you know, it's just caused me to kind of develop this like faith forward mindset. Like I'm already trying to like see God's perspective, and sometimes that could maybe that's like harmful to guarding my heart, because then I like get caught up in like, oh, I see what you're up to, God, maybe I think I know, and then He like flips the script and I'm like, I didn't see that one coming. So all that to say, like, did I just get pregnant in Greece? Like, I just already sense like my period comes and I'm like, joke's on me. Like I literally just went through this whole scenario, said all these things, got my heart excited. But still, that still tiny, tiny, tiny faith voice, like I can't get rid of it. It's like, but miracles happen. I'm just rambling because I don't know. There's just so many thoughts, so many thoughts. This is literally like my life. This is literally the road of infertility. And like, if you know, you know. There's only one way to find out. And maybe the next video will be me taking a pregnancy test, which I'm like, it's just like humiliating if it turns out like the last one. It's also just kind of funny knowing that like God already knows, like, why can't you just tell me? And he's probably like, yeah, I'm trying to tell you, like, take the pregnancy test and you'll find out, or just wait for your period and you'll find out. Like, I know it's not a big deal, but it is a big deal when you've been down this road. Okay, again, if you know, you know. It's just so many things at once. But I don't want to invalidate my feelings. Like, this is a big thing, right? It's a big part of life, and it's been a really big part of the past 2 years of my life, so it does feel bigger and bigger as each month passes. And so maybe he does want me to find out in Georgia, or maybe he does, like, I don't know, but I'm just like praying, like, God, just make it clear, like, just get my flesh out of the way. Like, I'm tired of just having all these second thoughts of like, is this me? Is this God? What should I do? How does he want me to proceed? Does he want me to wait? And it's like, I can't make a wrong decision. And I know I'm like the classic overthinker. And like, what's the harm in just taking a test, right? And just having that clarity. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like my period's literally gonna come right now. Okay. I'm done. I need to put down the camera and go write in my journal like I originally wanted to. Thank you for watching and being a part of this journey up until now. But I'm gonna go. I have to end this somehow. So, okay. Good night. I started my period yesterday, bright and early in the morning. But since I had literally just recorded the night before finding out, I feel like in a weird way I was able to like instantly feel God's grace bright and early yesterday morning when I got my period, because I was like replaying all the thoughts, all the confusion, that mental battle that I was having, and I really was like confused. Like, I mean, call it what you want, but I was conflicted. Like, oh, do I take a pregnancy test now because Alex leaves for a business trip, or do I just wait it out? And like, just all the things. And so by my period starting yesterday, I feel like that was God just giving me instant clarity. Like, your period came. You don't need to play this guessing game. So Alex was able to be there for the news, and I got to have my little sad moment and cry on the couch, which it didn't hit me until like later in the afternoon. Nothing we can do about it but move forward like every other month. So yeah, I immediately texted our fertility clinic to give them the news, because my next like IUI revolves around the timing of my cycle and everything. So I texted them yesterday to let them know I'm ready for the next round. Literally in my tears yesterday on the couch with Alex, I'm like, let's just adopt. Like, I know that's not an easy process either, and you don't make that decision lightly at all, and it's a calling and it's a gift in itself, and like, I totally get all that. But adoption has been on my mind for years, so this is not like a random thought. And Alex and I have definitely had countless conversations about it. But for the sake of me just being open and honest with you guys and myself, yeah, last night I literally was I just looked at Alex and I'm like, I just really think we need to look into adoption. Like, what is the harm? I'm not saying we're gonna adopt a baby right now, and like, who knows how long that process does take, and the financials behind it and all the things that go into it. Like, why not just like look into it? If it does supposedly take a long time, like, the least we can do is our part, right? Like, put the feelers out there, get the information, actually see if this is really what God wants for us. Obviously, if he slams that door shut, like, we're not gonna be adopting. But who knows, this could be a future decision, maybe even down the line. Like, it could be now, it could be never, it could be a few years from now, I don't know. But like, just because you look into it and do some research and maybe fill out a couple applications, like, I don't know, that doesn't mean you're actually gonna be adopting a child. So what's the harm in doing it? And I think it'll give me a little distraction. Like, there's so many kids in the world that are just like desperate for a love that I'm willing to give. Like, they've never experienced a healthy household. They don't know what it's like to be unconditionally loved. Like, and I feel like I was created to give that to somebody, and multiple people, including my husband, including my friends. Like, I love love. Okay, now I'm just on a rant about love. I'm supposed to be going to Nashville in like 2 hours. Alex is officially on his business trip, so there's that. I'm not usually super sensitive to like other people's pregnancy announcements and baby showers. Like, God has definitely given me strength in those moments, and I can genuinely be excited and celebrate with everybody else, like, no questions asked. One of the things I still love to do is like watch random people's pregnancy announcements on YouTube and watch like their gender reveals and stuff like that, because I just have a heart for it. I love that stuff. I've always watched those random videos for years, but maybe things are a little extra sensitive right now, and so I'm currently watching a random YouTube video of a couple telling their family that they're pregnant for the first time. I actually felt the tears welling up. So instead of continuing to watch that video and probably torture myself, I took a mental note of that, because like I said, I'm not usually sensitive to that stuff. Like, I don't even bat an eye. I'm excited for people, whether I know them personally or not. Like, a baby is a blessing. But I don't know, I was feeling myself getting a little emotional watching it, and so I'm like, you know what, I don't need to do this. I have the power to literally change the video. And so I changed the video, but then I also thought maybe this is a little moment to pop on here and fill you guys in on the last 24 hours, because I'm sure you were dying to know if my period came or not, but it came. I also saw another pregnancy announcement yesterday from someone I do know, announcing that they were gonna have their third girl, which is amazing. But it's just like, definitely feeling a little sensitive to it right now, which is a new emotion for me. But that's why I keep saying this is literally a roller coaster. Like, I don't know how else to describe this journey, and you don't know unless you've been on it. But I just embrace the emotions, tap into them so I can deal with them head on, not bottle them up, and try to process them in a healthy way and move on. It's a weird thing. It's a weird thing. This season is unlike any other season of life that I've ever been through. Still desire motherhood so badly. And I desire that experience with my husband. I desire that gift from the Lord. I just feel like he's really placed it on my heart to be a mom and to pour into the younger generation and to like raise wonderful, strong, beautiful, Jesus-loving humans, like to give back to the world. And I also want to just give that gift to Alex. Like, it's just a weird, so many emotions. I want to like announce that I'm pregnant. Like, I want to make those videos. I want to find out the gender of our future kids. Like, I want to have all those life experiences too that just come along with being pregnant. Like, but then also I just want to love someone the way God loves me. And yes, I'm already doing that, and I can do that. I can do that with any of the people in my life right now, and of course with my husband. Like, that's a love I've never known. But that connection that I hear that you share with the life that you create, like your DNA that was literally birthed out of love making, like literally, like just God's design is crazy. It's supposed to be giving you this very unique, wild perspective on God and how he loves his creation. and that unconditional love that is just like birthed out of you. I don't know, I want to have that perspective. I just feel like as each month passes, like I think God really wants me to like actually get on the editing process and like release these videos way earlier than I like planned. Like maybe I think my like original idea was to like already have accomplished the end goal before I post these, like so that I kind of know how the story ends, you know? That way people who follow along, like, you know, it doesn't leave them disappointed either, or, but I know it's not about that. And at this point, it looks like y'all are just gonna be on this journey with me, and who knows when my time will come. But I guess that's just life, and maybe God just, maybe there's just one person that he's really trying to reach through these, and so I don't wanna stand in the way. I think I just need to get on it. Thankfully, I am about to be on a flight in a couple hours, so I'm planning on getting some editing done then, but oh man, you know, just had to share this update with you guys. I've gone off so many tangents, but anyways, I'm gonna finish packing and get out of here. And I'm excited. Nashville will be fun to get away from these emotions. But to also share them with my friends that I'm gonna be with up there. Because if you can't be vulnerable with your friends, then are they even your friends, you know? And I'm very thankful for my community and the support that I have with my girlies that don't mind listening to me ramble like this, but also cry and vent and sound like a broken record and talk about my fertility journey, because that's just my life right now. Okay, I think I've talked past the urge to cry, but who knows, it might hit me later on the plane if I like see a cute baby or something. But it's okay. For now, I'm good. And I just wanted to say hello, and now I'm gonna go. Okay.